Hi guys, good afternoon. I'm sorry I didn't get this uploaded earlier. I want to talk about what I asked you to do yesterday and read aloud, so it won't take too long. Yesterday I asked you to write in your journal, what do you like to do with your families? And when I'm there, I'm able to check them. So, since I can't check them, get your mom or your dad or yourself to snap a picture for me and send it to me on the Talking Points app so I can see it. Dahlia did that yesterday. Thank you, Dahlia. So today I want to remind you what a sentence is. Dahlia remembered yesterday. Sentences always start with what? Capital letters. And they end with punctuation. And punctuation is a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark. We use a period when we're saying something. It's not exciting, it's not a question, it's just something that we're saying. We put a period at the end. If we're asking a question, what is your favorite color? What type of food do you like? That's a question. And then we put a question mark. When it's exciting, look out for that snake. That is an exclamation point because that's exciting or scary, right? So don't forget your punctuation at the end of your sentences, and don't forget your capital letters. And snap me a picture, send it to me. So remember, capital letters. Yesterday I asked you, what do you like to do with your family? So you would have started that journal entry with, I like to, I'm going to say eat because I've done a lot of eating, it seems like. So I'm going to say eat with my family. And what would go at the end of this sentence? A period. I like to eat with my family. Now that's not all. You can tell me way more than one thing, but I'm just showing you. That would be one thing that you could do. And then you could write, I also like to whatever, and draw me a picture, okay? And I'll be sending out the new one for today here in just a second. Okay? Yesterday for math, I asked you, you have 7 balloons and your friend has 5. How many more balloons do you have than your friend? So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay? So your friend has 7 balloons, or you have 7 balloons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And before I go any further, remember what we talk about in class. When we do a word problem, we're making a what in our mind? A movie, right? Because we have to understand what we are talking about. So in your mind, you should be holding 7 balloons, and your friend over here is holding 5 balloons, right? Now, let's remember here. We've talked about clue words because we are math detectives, right? And we have to look for clues. So let's look at this. You have 7 balloons and your friend has 5. How many more do you have? All right, let's look at this. So we know our numbers are 7 and 5. But we don't know what to do with those numbers right now, do we? We don't know whether to add these numbers. That's what a lot of you like to do, is just let's add them together. We don't know whether to subtract them. We got to figure out what's going on here. So I have 7 balloons and my friend has 5. How many more do you have? Let's think about that. I see a clue word. Does anybody else see a clue word here? How, and it goes all the way down here. How many more? That's our clue word. And who remembers what how many more means? If you said subtract, you are right. So now we have 7 and 5, and we need to figure this out. So we know we're subtracting. Here's my 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you have counters at home to help you. And my friend has 5. And yours are probably all the same colors, most of them. That's fine, it doesn't matter what color they are. But I'm gonna use 2 different colors just to kind of show you. So here's my 7 and here's my 5. You can see which one is bigger, right? The 7. So now we have to figure out how much bigger. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 7 and we're gonna subtract 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are left with, you said 2, you are correct. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. And I know 7 minus 5 is kind of an easy problem, but the trick was figuring out what to do. So if you subtracted 7 minus 5 and got the answer 2, you were correct. Awesome job. Now, we're going to do something a little bit harder right quick before we move on to our read aloud. In class, we've been working on subtracting by tens. So we would say like 80 minus 30 equals, correct? 80 minus 30 equals what? Now, let's talk about place value. What place value is this 0 in? Okay, if you said 1s, you are correct. What place value is this 8 in? If you said 10s, you are correct. So we have a 1's place value and a 10's place value. Same thing here. We have 1's and we have 10's. Now, we know that 0s are in the 1's place value. It's not going to change, is it? It's not. But we know 8 minus 3 is, if you said 5, you are correct. So we know that 80 minus 30 is what? If you said 50, you are correct. You are correct. Okay, let's look at one more like that. Let's add this time. Okay, 70 plus 50 equals. Now we know that adding, we're adding air to our balloon. So it's getting bigger. If you said bigger, you are right. So we have same thing here, place value. This 0 is in the 1's. And this 7 is in the 10's. Same thing here, 1's, 10's. And let's draw this one. I gave you all another whiteboard marker that you should have at your house in your bag with your supplies, and you have a whiteboard at home. So if you want to start having these out and doing these with me, that would be great. All right, 7. How many 10s are in 70? If you said 10, you are correct. 7, I'm sorry, 7, you are correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many are in 50? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are putting these together because our number's getting bigger. So here we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 10s and how many 1s? 0. So 70 plus 50 is 120. 120. Awesome job, guys. All right. That's all for right now. I plan to make another video later to go over the questions that I'm going to ask you today. But right now, let's read a book. All right. This is one of silly book that my kids like. It's called The Pigeon Finds a Hot Dog. And the author is Mo Williams. And Mo Williams is also the illustrator here. Flap, 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 flap. Ooh, a hot dog. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Ah! May I help you? Scoot, scoot, scoot. He's just staring at him with his hot dog. Is that a hot dog? And look at his face. He's like, what do you think it is? Not a hot dog, my hot dog. It's looking like he doesn't really want to share. Ah. And looks like he's thinking. I have a question. I've never had a hot dog before. What do they taste like? He looks a little irritated. Well, they are a taste sensation. Each morsel is a joy, a celebration in a bun. He's writing all this down. If you've never experienced the splendor of a hot dog, you should really... Wait a second. He thinks he might have something up his sleeve, a little trick. This hot dog is mine. I found it. He's saying, I am not sharing. Of course, enjoy. Go ahead. So he's just gonna sit there and watch him eat his hot dog. Ah, would you say that it tastes like chicken? Can you believe this guy? He's saying, can you believe he's still trying to eat my hot dog? He just hadn't asked yet. What? It just tastes like a hot dog, okay? Okay. So it doesn't taste like chicken then? Oh, for Pete's sake. Hey, I'm a curious bird. That's it. It's my hot dog, right? Mine. This is unbelievable. Finders, keepers is what I say. I'm a curious bird. What do they taste like? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. I can't take it anymore. What am I supposed to do? What would you do? Would you let him taste it? I think I've got an idea. So now he's got an idea. You know, you're pretty smart for a duckling. Needs mustard. So what did he end up doing? He ended up splitting it in half and sharing it with the duckling. And I think that this duckling's probably had a hot dog before because he knows to put mustard on it. I think he tricked him. The end. All right, guys, that's all for today. For right now, I'm going to send another video later. I'm going to send you some more questions. Make sure you write it in your math journal and your reading journal, and then I'll make another video and we'll go over it. Snap a picture, send it to me in talking points so I can see those great journals. You all were getting so good in your journals, and I hope you've showed your mom and dad how great your writing's gotten. We didn't do much in our math journals, but we are going to write in these for whatever I ask you to do. So that's what we're going to plan to do this week. Next week we start our work packet, so we'll talk more about those later. All right, guys, that was a little bit longer of a video, But thank you for watching and making it to the end, and I'll see you later. Love you. Bye.